Bobby. This research is a part of my PhD thesis, and this study has been informed by previous qualitative study, and this study informed a ready protocol for a large randomized control of the trial. Some facts about schizophrenia. We know that people with schizophrenia spectrum disorders show higher prevalence and higher frequency of smoking. They show also higher nicotine dependence and harmful effects compared with the general population. Point 3. Point 3. Okay. They show difficulty in quitting because they are heavy smokers and they experience more severe nicotine withdrawal symptoms. And the last point, they die 20 years earlier than those without mental illness. This is our working hypothesis. Switching to a high nicotine level electronic cigarettes with nicotine peak levels that equate traditional cigarettes should satisfy smokers' craving, avoid cigarette withdrawal symptoms, and may be helpful for smoking cessation, smoke reduction, and for tobacco harm reduction for this special population. These are some pictures from a typical day at smoking cessation, schizophrenia spectrum disorders rehab center, just for a rapid reflection. Smoker's finger, smoker's clothing, the waiting room, and the curtain. This is the external. Hence, at this point, I have a dream, and that is improve the quality of life by promoting the tobacco harm reduction. About the methods, objectives were to observe smoking cessation, smoking reduction, and acceptability in smokers with schizophrenia spectrum disorders invited to use electronic cigarettes Juul with 5% nicotine pods, tobacco aroma, that use these products for 12 weeks. This product has been used because it is easy to use and give an experience similar to traditional cigarettes. About the study design, this was a 3-month single-arm pilot study, and the assessment included body pressure, heart rate, body weight, SEO, electronic cigarettes use adherence in terms of pods used daily, the assessment of cigarettes dependence by the Fagerstone test for cigarettes dependence, and the assessment of positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia. And the last one test that we used was the modified cigarettes evaluation questionnaire. This study included 4 face-to-face on-site study visits, one at baseline, one at week 4, week 8, and week 12. About the participants, we enrolled 40 smokers that smoke at least 20 cigarettes per day in a stable phase of their illness, both male and female, not motivated to quit smoking. About the results, these are some data about the socio-demographic characteristics at baseline, smoking history, and mental health, history and status. We enrolled 26 male and 14 female, with an average of 48, that smoked in average 28 cigarettes per day, and with a level of cigarettes dependence of about 8 on a scale that is from 0 to 10. About the product use, our participants that completed the full scheduled visit report that they use each day 1 pods. And about the changes in smoking behavior, we observed 40% of quitters at week 12, 16 participants, 52.5 of reducers, 21 participants, and we lost 3 participants to follow up. About the acceptability, we observed the absence of negative impact on their mental health following the dual electronic cigarettes use, as assessed by the scale Sapson and Sons. Absence of negative impact on their physical health, and we observed that participants showed improvements in blood pressure and heart rate without weight gain and serious adverse events. And we observed a high level of product satisfaction as assessed by the modified cigarettes evaluation questionnaire. In conclusion, we can say that in 40 smokers with these disorders not motivated to quit, the use of these products, loaded with 5% nicotine level, tobacco aroma, determined complete smoking cessation in 40% of participants, reduction in 52% of participants, improvement in blood pressure, heart rate, and CO, without causing significant side effects and negative change in symptoms of schizophrenia. Hence, at this point, I could say that their health is in their hands. Thanks for your listening.